digest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Sorry, I was actually doing something in the background. Sorry, I was just replying to a message. Hi, welcome to Final Score. Welcome to THFC Till We Die. Your home at Tottenham, past, present, and an exciting future under Ange Postecoglou. And no, your eyes do not deceive you. It is there. It's in blue and white with Ange Postecoglou, with the Tottenham players. We are European champions. And up there, I don't know what James has got up in his thing. I don't know if James has transformed into a whiteboard. Have you?
That whiteboard right there, Jimo, that says Europa League winners 2025, and no one is ever taking that away from us.
No, that is so true.
James, are you recording from the toilet or something, bruv?
I'm in my kitchen.
Oh, okay. Wasn't sure.
All right. Philip, you've seen it before with Wilton McDonald. What's it mean to you?
I wouldn't like to say what the scene here was when the final whistle went. It was I was embarrassed. I was crying my eyes out, literally crying my eyes out. And the wife took a photograph of it, so I have to delete that before she sends it anyone. No, it's just so emotional, so emotional. I waited a long time for this. I mean, I remember the 41 years ago when we won it, and that was nearly as dramatic with Tony Parks' penalty save. But you know, I mean, it's just fair dues to the lads. They're taking fair dues to Ange Postecoglou. He's taking nothing but stick. Been called a clown, been called everything. I tell you, that was no circus performance tonight. That was pure professionalism by that Spurs team, and well done, lads. Proud of you.
Yeah, Steve. Your first European trophy. What's this mean to you?
It means a lot, actually, because you know, all I've heard since our League Cup in 2008 was that we're incredibly Spursy. We have an adjective to describe our worst days. Constantly being told that we bottle it in the biggest moments. And that's not the case. At least for tonight, that's not the case. As a matter of fact, on the biggest stage, we didn't shrink. We didn't run away. When we were getting absolutely annihilated by that ref, we didn't hang our heads. We just kept fighting and kept pushing and kept pushing, and it paid off. And I want to send a lot of love to all the old time Spurs fans like you, Mr. Brady, who have been around and have seen the glory years, but have seen nothing but heartache in the last 15, 20, 25 years, and wondering whether or not this team had ambition or had the wherewithal or the desire to do something like this. And so for me, this is all about you guys, less so much about me because I've only been a Spurs fan since 2001. I'm grateful to be able to see it. More than words, be able to, being unbelievably grateful to be able to witness Spurs just, have that European moment. And especially in the context of this season where it was nothing but adversity. And for this season to end with a trophy, I'm absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, big up to Wayne Bonner with the €2 super chat as well. Says, any Scum fans around? Come on, you effing Spurs.
They're watching Emmerdale.
Is that what they do? Well, I tell you one thing. We're European champions. You'll never sing that. That's what's going to be sung at the next North London derby. Tequila, look, you haven't been Angie's biggest fan. I'm putting that in that sort of...
Look, well, in my defense, I went into Ange Postecoglou with absolutely no bias, either positive or negative. So what he did before had absolutely zero influence on me. He started off well. It was been all downhill for most of it, other than the League Cup run, which was a good run. We didn't, we didn't win it, but we had a good run. And the Europa Cup. So what this suggests to me, based on the evidence, is that he's pretty good in cup games. But when it comes to the league, based on what I've seen, he struggles massively. That's based on what I've seen. Simple as that.
Can I read you out something? Most major European trophies won by English clubs, right? Liverpool with 9, Chelsea with 6, Manchester United with 5, Tottenham with 4, Arsenal with 2, Leeds with 2, Man City with 2, Forest with 2, West Ham with 2. And then there's another page. And this is the best one out of the lot. All right. I love this. Most UEFA Cup and Europa League wins. Seville have got 7. The top English club, Tottenham Hotspur, with 3. 72, 84, 2025. But big up, Wayne. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
And who was it? Derma, who was it who gave 50? Was it DJ Samuel?
Yeah, DJ Samuel did this
crazy.
50 year.
Big up.
Yeah,
crazy.
Thank you. I want to say this, man. Here's a fella that he's a legend in his own right, Mr. Wilton McDonald. Philip, you look like you're standing to attention there.
I'm saluting. I'm saluting the Spurs team, Dermot.
No, you look like you're in a photo.
I'm sitting in a very uncomfortable. I'm sitting in a very uncomfortable chair here. So.
Are you sure you're not running for the presidential election in November?
No. I'm going to be your election agent. Heard you were doing it.
Big up to Wilton McDonald as well. Said, hope this silenced the naysay. He's been as long as a fan as you have.
Yeah, he's been around the block a bit like myself,
Yeah, now this man is a legend because he's just a man who chucked a TV out the window because Ian Walker made a mistake. I then quickly realised that his missus will be home in half an hour and I had to quickly go and buy a TV. And put after he told me that story, he's been a legend ever since. Yeah, big up to Hot God 10 as well. I haven't seen you in a... Hang on, let me get this right. Sorry. Big up to Hot God. Big up, James. Hope you're doing well. It's so happy for everyone. I literally broke down in tears. At the end of the game, I literally did break down in tears. I sobbed like a baby.
You're not the only one, Dermot. You're not the only one. A lot of people would have.
I think Carl was taking the piss out of me in the chat when he said Dermot's crying with a big laughing emoji. But I don't know why. I was counting down the clock in the watch along. It was like 10 minutes to go, 15 minutes to go. And the more I tell you what did it for me was that save from Vicario. I said it in the watch along.
Yeah.
Tottenham have won it.
Great save.
So, James, look, where I
am
know,
here.
yeah, I'm just going to call you James. Can you transform back into yourself?
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm
What's
here.
it, James? All right, James, transform and roll in. Levy. I know we're getting on to Levy, and it's a conversation I do want to have. Levy. Where does this leave the protest and the Levy outers tonight? And I want to go around the table, and so I'm going to start with you, and then I go around. Philip, I leave to lads because you're the experienced Spurs fan, so I'm going to leave you for that. But where does this leave Levy out and that tonight?
I think it leaves them right where they started. Really, they'll still want him out. They'll still want him gone. They'll want change within the club. Yes, the trophy changes what the club means to the fans, but I still think that because they've tasted success now, they will want it more, and they will see getting rid of Levy will be. They may see it as an easier route to get bigger investment, new owners who are going to invest in the club and invest in the team, and it will give us the ability to then springboard for more trophies. So it could play into the hands a little bit because of that sort of sentiment of, okay, we get Levy out, we get somebody in who's wanting to invest in the team, and then next year we go and win something else, and then the year after we win something. It creates a self-feeding sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it could go the other way as well, as in the opposite way of, okay, Levy's won us this, let's maybe give him another shot. We can still use this to springboard ourselves. So yeah, I don't think it changes much for them, to be fair.
No. Philip, before we get to Evan, can you please do what you used to do for me for Wayne Bonner?
Oh God, yeah, you're asking me to. Oh God, good second evening, everyone. Don't care about swearing. You know, I'm doing this as a small phone, so I can barely read it. No, we feckin' did it. My local was Spurs tonight. Come on, you effing Spurs.
Tequila, where are you on this then with Levy? Where do you think this leaves him?
I think.
Well, look, he's won more trophies than Alan Sugar. He's won the same amount of trophies as Ivan Scholar.
Yeah, I mean, over a much longer period, but yeah, if you just look at just the numbers, but I think James is kind of right. I think that the hardcore Levy outers, it won't change anything. Those who are in the middle ground, not on the fence really, but those are the ones like, well, I don't particularly like him, but I think they will back off. The ones who are in that middle bracket, they will back off. I think it buys him a couple of years. That's how I'd look at it. There's no way, for example, the protests still might go ahead, but there's no way they're going to have as many people in the next one as they had before. No way. They won't, because they will feel silly. They'll be like, well, we just won the second biggest prize in Europe. So a lot of the people who go, like I say, one's in that kind of middle rung, will be like, well, I feel a bit silly. I feel a bit silly going now, don't I? We just won the Europa League.
Right.
The hardcore ones, it won't change. I put myself in that bracket. Maybe I'm not as hardcore as some, but I'm in that upper range. So my stance won't change. I actually think long term, it might be a bad thing we've done this just in regards of getting Levy out. I think it doesn't accelerate it. I agree with what James has said, but I do think a little bit that actually it probably buys Levy more time than it does rushing him out. But as James said, there is a chance that if there is investment, a serious investment, we might have become slightly a more better product to buy. Let's put it that way, right?
Yeah.
That's how I'm looking at it.
with you, Steve, does this make Tottenham more marketable if it comes to selling? I've got a different question for you, Philip.
Yeah.
But does
Yes.
does it make it more marketable now because we've won the Europa League?
I think so. As far as, are you asking in terms of potential transfers, incomings? Because
No,
from
I'm
that,
talking about the club as a whole. Does it make the
Oh.
club more marketable that if any investors, it's easy for investors to come in because we've won a European trophy, we're in the Champions League, Paratici's coming back.
right.
Everything seems to be going in the right way. So does this make it easier for Levy to either sell the club? He thinks, right, I've won this European trophy. I'm going to leave on a high. I'm going to pass the torch on now.
From that standpoint, no, because they were already like the eighth most profitable team in the world, anyways, going into this one, with a revenue stream that most teams in Europe would die to have, a brand new shiny stadium, training ground, all the things that go along with this. And of course, they play in the Premier League, and the TV money with the Premier League would want anybody to want to potentially buy this club as is. One of the things that this does do for Spurs is it does make them attractive football wise, because I 100% believe that, because now you're going from a potential sinking ship to a Champions League side. And so from that standpoint, whether it be profit or revenue, that's going to play a huge factor in because of all the money that's going to go along with being in the Champions League next year. So from that standpoint, would it be marketable? That's a great question. But I mean, we've had Champions League football in the stadium before. We've had some of the things that goes along with being a European club. I would think that, from a takeover standpoint, if anything, don't you think this might be an excuse for Levy to jack up the price on a takeover? Because we came off champion. I don't know.
Philip, I mean, look, you've been this has just been put up on YouTube, on Twitter, by the way. I will get to you a bit in a minute, John. That's cool. If that's real, that's the players really being funny. I like that.
That's great.
That's great. I do. It's really cool. I'll send you the picture of it, Philip. Big up Jessica at you, Philip. Big up John Fitzpatrick. Said, damn it, my Irish brother. I can't believe we definitely deserve. We believe it. We definitely deserve tonight. Come on, you Spurs. You did. We do.
Come
He says,
on, you Spurs.
big up, Mary. How are you?
I'm a happy husband tonight.
Oh, yeah. I bet you do.
I didn't have to do CPR, thank God.
Oh,
That's good.
I tell you one thing. It was nearly CPR in this household. I just couldn't bloody the stress of it. He says, big up Philip, the Godfather. Come on, you Spurs. I've hated Ange for 19 months, but tonight he showed me he can adapt.
You love him now.
Yeah, he is now forever a Spurs legend. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Ange, you legend. Philip, where look, you've seen Tottenham through many guises, through many years, under the Richmonds, under Scholar, under Sugar, under Enoch. Where does this leave now, Tottenham Hotspur and Levy and Enoch?
I think
You've seen it all, so
yeah,
where does it leave it now?
Steve had a very good point there. I was just thinking this, Daniel Levy being the hard-nosed businessman that he is, right? We'll see this as an opportunity to add an extra 100 million to the price of the club. That's my thinking of it, because he's now got a very marketable, a more marketable item to sell now than he had at 7 o'clock this evening. Now, whether he does that or not, I don't know. I still think the change is needed. I don't think he can take winning tonight as a sort of a blessing that he can stay on forever. I still think he has to go. But I think what it's going to do is make negotiations a bit more difficult for whoever's thinking to buy it, because it's a seller's market now when it comes to Tottenham, because they can dictate the terms of what they want. Look at the extra income that's going to be in that club next season. It could be another 100 million because of the Champions League. And that is Levy now will be getting this calculator out and the plane home tonight and working out, hang on, I'm going to ask a few more bob for this club.
So
I hope it's sold.
That asks then the bigger question: do we see Ange Postecoglou here next season? I think he does. You can't sack a manager.
one swallow doesn't make a summer. We've got to take the entire season into consideration here. Ange's style is plan A. There's no plan B. Clubs have sussed us out. European clubs probably haven't. I'm surprised United haven't, because we've beaten them 4 times this season now, and that's down to the inadequacy of their manager. That's not down to anything else. If I had to take a chance, reluctantly, I think Ange will not be there next season.
Right. One point. I know James and Steve were very much on this in the middle of the watch along. Was the referee? Now, how careful do we have to speak, Tequila?
Mate, don't bring me to it, bro.
Right, Philip, behave yourself. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm just trying to work out what I'm going to say without any causing me libel or slander issues. You know.
It is 20 past 11, but still. Yeah.
Okay,
Still,
it's past the watershed. Listen, that
in
referee.
case he's watching.
if you're watching referee, this is nothing personal, but it is. That referee was done for match fixing 20 years ago. Right?
Yep.
He was on VAR the night he gave the penalty in the Champions League final. That's the so-called shoulder. That was a penalty. So I have absolutely no respect for that ref. He did his best for United tonight, and they're still lost.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, look, I'm going to very quickly.
It was shambolic.
It
was a shambolic. Yeah, go, sorry.
So I've got 5 minutes to get off this because Steve's gone on at 11:30. So I have to be very quick to get off this show. Look, there will be a proper show tomorrow. There will be a proper look back at this. I am going to cover the parade down the Tottenham High Road. I'm sure Tequila's going to join me. I'm sure Philip would join me if you'd like to join me for that, Philip, if you can get time off work.
We should have waited and gone to this rather than that fucking Crystal Palace match.
Yeah, we should have done. But big up to everyone's coming. Big up to Ryan McFarlane as well, up from Derry. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're bouncing tonight up in Derry. Big up to Wilton. Big up to everyone. James, just very quickly, Steve. Very quickly, we'll go around the house. I've got 2 minutes to get this done and get off because they need to get Steve's show up and going.
Well, we're not going until 7:30, so we still got about an hour.
Oh, did I? 12:30. And well, I'm getting off because my dinner's here soon anyway. Philip, very quickly, what does this mean to you as a Tottenham fan? And if you can put it in the short term of words, what does this mean to you?
It's how will I say? It's restored my faith in a lot of things tonight. I think. Okay, they put us through the mill. They put us through the ringer. But the determination shown by that club tonight can only be good for the future. And I think, I'm thinking back to 2015, Leicester finished very near the bottom of the league. They won the league the following season. Why can't we do the same?
Well, can I say something? The year we won the UEFA Cup, we finished third the previous season. The next season, 84, 85.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. It's
James,
onwards and upwards.
Look, your nickname never goes far from you. Tom Jones Cubber. He's back, Tequila. Do you want any Tom Jones things, Tequila?
Tom Jones?
Yeah.
Oh,
you know,
God.
Tom Jones is back in the house.
It's not
unusual.
It's not unusual. I call him. It's the Godfather. He'll always be the Godfather more than Tom Jones.
Ryan says, I'm bouncing around the house, Dermo, absolute buzzer. I don't know how to feel. I'm literally dumbstruck. James, how does this mean to you, man? I mean, for us older fans, I can't believe it. I don't think Philip can. I don't know how to feel. Even that, you don't know how to feel. Do you feel you're going to wake up in the morning and think, was that a dream? Did we actually win something?
No, I waking up. That's going to imply that I'm going to be able to bring myself back down to earth and actually sleep tonight. But just to answer just to make one point. If we in the Champions League, if for let's just say argument's sake, we went on and won it, we won we won every league game.
Yeah.
Spurs would rake in £102 million just off prize money. That's not then including the TV rights money that they get, which I think is around about the £60 million per club. So that then puts you up to 166 million. That we could potentially earn from the Champions League next season. It's broken down into lots of different payments on how far you get in the competition, of course, but that's what you could potentially earn. But as far as how I feel right now, this reminds me of the FA Cup 1991.
Yeah,
that was like the first time I saw. I have clear memories of watching Spurs on BBC and watching them lift that trophy. Because I didn't see games when I was growing up. I live up north and I didn't get a chance to see them. So big games like the FA Cup and seeing Spurs on the TV, that was like my everything. The 1991 FA Cup final, this one is up there with that. It's like, for League Cups, yes, I love the fact that we won the League Cup, but this is a major trophy, and this is up there with that for me.
For me, 84. I keep going back. Me and Philip can remember 84, and I was 7 then, Philip. I would say you were 21 there, right? I'm just putting out that you were 21 back then.
Plus VAT.
Yeah. That night we won the UEFA Cup, which is now the Europa League. I can remember a 7-year-old me being buzzing for months afterwards that we're European champions. And to win it tonight, our first trophy since 2008, our first trophy on this channel since I started THFC Till We Die. It's just, I'm full of emotions that I can't believe it's real. I don't believe that I've just seen Sonny lift a trophy.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve, you got Crystal Palace won the FA Cup, the Eagles.
Yeah.
Newcastle won the Carabao Cup, the Magpies.
Yeah.
Liverpool won the league, the Liverbird. And now Tottenham Hotspur have won the Europa League, the Cockerel.
I
mean, all 4 teams that have birds in their logos have won all major trophies. How?
And if you want to double down on it, the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl as well too.
Yeah.
So it is definitely the year of the bird. But also when you think of London prowess, because not only did Crystal Palace win one, and then we won. I'm sure Chelsea is probably going to. Did they win the Conference League?
No, that's next week.
That's next week. And then
and
I think the Chelsea ladies won a treble. So right now London is absolutely on fire right now when it comes to football. But this is why I like this season a lot, because teams that traditionally have not won trophies in a very long time ended their trophy drought this year. And I'm absolutely ecstatic. I'm absolutely ecstatic for Newcastle ending their trophy drought. Crystal Palace.
I am.
I was so thrilled that Crystal Palace won the FA Cup. And of course, I'm just over the moon that we were able to handle our business tonight. Man.
I want to say big up to Ching Wag Spurs.
Yeah.
It says champions of Europe. You'll never sing that. I mean, I can't wait to sing that in the North London Derby. Or anytime we go to Tottenham next season, Philip, we can sing champions of Europe. I mean, that'd be so great. We got big up to Ed M as well. Yeah. Big up, Ed. Haven't seen you for a while, man. He says I got really emotional seeing us lift the trophy. So want us to see us win a major European trophy again. We've done it now for the Premier League title. That's true. Now, the parade, you're all asking, when's the parade? It's being shown live here on THFC Till I Die. We're going to follow it, but it's due to get away at 3 p.m. en route. We'll start at Edmonton Green. That's where it was.
It's on Friday.
It's on Friday.
Yeah.
So we are going to cover that. I'm sure we will. I think we can show it live on the channel. We won't get any problems with that, won't we?
I don't know. Do you know what the club should do? They should invite Harry Kane back to take part in that.
Why?
Silence.
Kane wasn't even in Bilbao.
Yeah.
Kane wasn't in Bilbao for tonight.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying he got his first trophy as well this season. So, like, it's, you know, and let's face it, he was there for most of the near misses. So, plus
Yeah.
it would also be a nice little here, welcome home when you want to come back, Harry, you know?
Nah. You know, that's the thing. It's like, listen, for as much as I love Harry Kane and give credit to Harry Kane in his Spurs tenure, he decided to leave because he didn't have the wherewithal to stick it out with a guy like Sonny.
Let bygones be bygones. And,
by the way,
right.
I don't blame.
He stayed for years and years. Come on.
Yeah. Hold on. But I don't blame him for leaving because that's what he felt like he needed to do. Okay, fine. But once you leave, you leave. And that's fine. You're absolutely right, Phil. Let bygones be bygones. But inviting him back to a trophy celebration that he had absolutely no part of.
I get it.
I would rather this be a celebration of Tottenham fans and the players that actually earned it tonight on the field. That's all. That's where
I'm no doubt he won't. I'm only thinking out loud here. You know, I mean, he wasn't a part of it. He has been a part of it because even part of getting that club, you know, his goals got us into a position that, okay, we didn't win anything under him, but I still think of all the players in the last 15 years, he has done more for the club than any player that we've had. You know, and I just think it'd be a nice gesture, but obviously nobody agrees with me, so I'll leave it.
I get what you're saying. I do understand what you're saying, and look, I get that he's a record club goal scorer. I get that, and he's a legend of the club, and I get he's been their message, and I'm sure Sonny will have him on FaceTime or something like that on the parade. I'm sure a lot of players will FaceTime him. But this has come out of the Ange's press conference as Woody. The question was asked and on his future, and he has said, "I'd be disappointed if I couldn't continue on this path. Mate, I'm a winner. I've been a winner my whole career. Even when I signed Daniel Levy." This was tongue-in-cheek, by the way. Even when I signed Daniel Levy said, we went after winners. It didn't work. Now we've got Ange. Does this leave it very now in the point of Daniel Levy cannot sack Ange Postecoglou? Because if he sacks him, do you know what I'm getting, Tequila and James? I'll bring you both in because Philip and Steve had a bit. But do you get it? What message does that send to the new manager? Tequila, do you, where I let you go and then I go, you're right, James. You look tired, man.
He's just tired, mate.
No, I'm good. I'm thinking about. I'm going to answer that question.
Yeah, go you, Tequila.
It does reek a little bit of Juan de Ramos. You got to remember that Juan de Ramos came to us after winning the Europa League with Sevilla twice, I think. So this year, Yep, and he came to us. He won the League Cup. We had another rubbish season in the league. He was rubbish. Sounds very familiar, doesn't it? Now, obviously, we didn't sack him during the summer, but you can say we sacked him. What was it? 3 points from 8 games. That was a Harry Redknapp, wasn't it? 3 points from 8 games. That's when we sacked him. So
yeah,
I'm fearful because I don't think he's very good in the league that it will be the same thing. So what I'm thinking of. Do we want to waste a transfer window and the money if we're going to sack him after 6 games next season if he gets off to a bad start, which is more than likely based on his current record in the league? I'm saying facts. Isn't it best to kind of cut losses now?
I think that happened. He might leave with a mutual agreement. He won't be sacked. He just agrees to leave the job.
Yeah, he could do.
Yeah, but why would he leave knowing there's Champions League on the horizon, right? Like he would I don't think Ange Postecoglou would ever himself quit. He would have to be pushed out the door. That being said, it does send a weird message, doesn't it? Right? That a dude that just won your first European trophy since '84, any coach that's coming in is going to question what the ambition is and what the expectations are, right? So if you're going to sack a dude who just won you your first European trophy, what does that say? What does that say for me? And what's the agenda for a new coach coming in? What is the ambition? What is the acceptable, what's the acceptable winning, right? Is it the league? Is it knowing
Steve, what I was going to say is, What I was going to say is that we don't know that. The only two people who are going to know that is what Levy and Ange agreed to. What was Ange's remit? If the remit was just simple, getting into the Champions League, then that's fine. If the remit was anything else other than that, then questions have got to be asked. If the remit was just from Levy, we want to get Champions League, don't care how we do it, then Levy probably doesn't give a shit if we're 17th in the league because the remit was filled.
True.
For a lot of us fans might feel differently because the league is the bread and butter, and we want to be respectful. We want to be a respectful team in the league, and we weren't that this year. We don't want
to become a cup team
No.
and struggle in the league.
No,
because
Yeah,
if we
but
qualify
so
for Europe next season, it'll be through our own bat of coming in the top 6, not winning a trophy.
yeah, but this
It's gonna be
season
top
was an
6
aberration,
next
though. But this season was an aberration, though, right? For many different reasons, it was an aberration. Chances are pretty good that we don't finish 17th again. I'm just saying, it's like if you bring in a new coach, off the heels of sacking somebody that won a trophy, it sends a bad message to any prospective coach, because they're looking at it like, well, wait a second, this dude just won you a trophy, and you're a club that doesn't win trophies. So what does that?
It didn't stop him. It didn't stop him with Ramos, though, did it? And we're talking about the same guy. He didn't stop him. That didn't stop him firing Ramos.
Remember 2 years ago? Remember when we hired Ange 2 years ago? He more or less walked out. He left Celtic to come to us. Who's to say some other club isn't going to make him a huge offer now that he might find hard to refuse, and it might be mutually beneficial? And Levy said, "Well, I don't have to sack you. You can go somewhere else."
Yeah. Well, he's under contract, though, right?
Yeah,
James,
he's under contract, though, right?
Yeah, but he walked away without a big pay. If he walks off the job, he'll lose his severance pay.
James, where are you going on it?
I can see arguments on both sides. The one that if he's going to go and before how get Champions League football, if that was the remit, Levy's going to have a hard time doing it. But on Levy's side of that is then you have the league form that says, yes, okay, you got us into, you won us a trophy, you got us into the Champions League. We are eternally grateful. However, results in the league have not been good enough. And it's crazy as it sounds, because them players right now are going to be buzzing. And they're clearly not even thinking about Sunday. But Sunday, I think, will be the game that decides Ange Postecoglou's fate. I think if he wins in the league on Sunday, Levy gives him 6 to 10 games next season. If Ange Postecoglou's team loses on Sunday, he's gone in the summer. Irrespective.
Well, look, guys, we are going to end it here on a momentous night for Tottenham Hotspur, on a momentous night in our history. 3rd times Europa League, UEFA Cup winners. The team of 84 can now rest easy because the class of 25 have now taken over that legacy. Tony Parks in Vicario, Graham Roberts in Romero. We've got Brendan Johnson as Ozzy Ardiles, and he did score.
That's a push.
Now, hang on. You haven't let me finish. Brennan Johnson did something Ozzy Ardiles couldn't do, was score from 1 yard out. I mean, to this day, I still don't know how he missed that. But look, guys, thank you all for watching tonight, from the before the whistle to the watch along to this. The numbers have been mad. Thank you so much. Philip, one final word from you. And I'll let you finish the show because you are the most experienced.
I'll tell you what we've done tonight. We've a Quizmaster's night, absolute dream. In years to come, they're going to ask what team finished 17th in the Premiership and qualified for the Champions League.
That's not what I was going to ask you. But I was going to ask you, can you name me the 3 managers that have won European trophies at Tottenham Hotspur?
Bill Nicholson, Keith Birkinshaw, and Ange Postecoglou.
That's all you need to know. Thank you all very much for watching. Steve, where can people find you, sir, before we let you go?
You can find me 2 places. You can find me on Twitter at Stateside Footy, and you can find me on YouTube at Stateside Footy. And we got a show coming up in just a little bit as we put a bow on tonight's Europa League championship. So tune in. It'll be on both THFC, TWD, and Stateside Footy.
Yeah. James, you and me are on Sunday duty, but we've got a few shows between now and then. Your new tactics show starting Saturday, which should be fun.
Yeah.
What can you tell people what's coming up in the next few shows with you? Because you've got a few ideas you're swinging in. So what's the tactics show about? Explain your new tactics show.
So my tactics show is going to be a look at how I would like to set Tottenham up as a team. But I will also be comparing it to how we actually do set up as a team. I will be going into in-depth on how the opposition likes to set up and how we actually can look to break down and exploit any weaknesses in it. But also what we need to be aware of from the opposition as well.
Yeah, so that's coming out.
We've also got before the whistle on Sunday. Before the Brighton game. We've got the what's wrong and final score obviously coming up.
Yeah. And then review of the season after that. That's going to be fun. Yeah. Philip, I know you'll be floating in and out. So that people know they can see you and hear on and off. You know, you will be floating in and out. Tequila, where can people find you, sir? And hopefully you'll be on this channel a lot more now as the summer comes in and players come in. So hopefully now it'll be nice to have back. Well, where else can people find you, sir? Because I know you've got a really great gaming channel. So give that big plug.
Just a little gaming channel with the Play Pouch. We do some Let's Plays and talk about games. Just called the Play Pouch. Me and Com's on there as well. And a couple of us just, middle-aged crazy guys who enjoy video games. So that's it. Cheers, Demo.
No problem. And guys, that is it. On the night Tottenham made European glory. I can't believe it. I cannot believe we won a trophy. But on that bombshell. But there is a bigger bombshell. Some say he is Daniel Levy in disguise. But some also say he's really Ange Postecoglou just coming on here after the game. But he's just called Tottenham Stick. Can we confirm you're Ange or not Ange?
It's just who we are, mate.
There's Ange Postecoglou. We'll leave that on that bombshell. See you later. Bye-bye. Go on, you Spurs. And Big Ange, hang on. Somebody's just set the outro to their one. Sorry. On that bombshell, we'll end the show now. I've done it wrong again. Oh, God, I wish people would stop messing with my outros because I did have it there. Now I can't find it. I'll just do that one. Fuck it. All right. Thank you so much. Go on, you Spurs. And Big Andrew. Trust.